What's going on, guys? It's your boy K-Star here, back at it again with another action figure unboxing review. Today we've got something very special here. We've got something all the way from the land of the rising sun, good old Japan. And I believe we might be one of the first to actually get these, which I'm really hyped about it. So we've got the Kingdom Hearts Terra figure, which is absolutely awesome. I believe he's the last one announced in the line so far. And it's just awesome to have it because he's a cool character and he's very unique and mysterious from Birth by Sleep. So yeah, so we'll start off with our random item of the day. I have no idea what this is. It's just a random TY hamster thing or gerbil from, I'm guessing it's from McDonald's from ages ago. One day my sister just literally dropped this in my room for no reason and I thought it was pretty funny and random, so there you go. So yeah, you can get this from McDonald's, but probably not anymore. So yeah, please smash that like button, notifications bell, all that boring stuff that you do not want to hear. Really helps us and the channel and supports us, all that boring shebang that you always hear from every YouTuber in the world, but it really does help us, so thank you. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. To start with, sorry about the lighting, I haven't even got my backlights on, so we're just gonna have to go old fashioned here. So we've got the front of the box with Disney Kingdom Hearts Square Enix logo in the corner to make sure it is official. Kingdom Hearts Arts Terra and another Square Enix logo there. So there you go, some warning signs, blah blah blah. The side with nothing, some Kingdom Hearts art there. The back with some cool art and poses, if you can see that right there. You've got Terra holding his keyblade in the graveyard like a bad man. You've got Terra standing there with his Xehanort head. You've got Terra and you've got Terra in darkness. Pretty cool, some Japanese shebang, terms and conditions, blah blah blah. Square logo and seal code, Kingdom Hearts pattern and nothing at the top. So without further ado, we'll get him open from the bottom as always. So first things first, Terra does come with this Kingdom Hearts display base heart stand if you want to use it, but I never do. So you got that, and he also comes with an instruction manual, which we're not going to use, but you may want to. And we will pull out our boy right now, and I have to say this visually is probably the best Kingdom Hearts figure they have put out so far. Maybe just because of the design and the way he looks, but it looks absolutely epic. I can't believe the quality of this one. Aqua was slightly meh when it came to the paint and detail, but this guy, I think they've gone all out. They must have took the advice. There'll probably be a few blemishes as we look closer, but as of now, I can just see awesomeness and only awesomeness. And Terra is very Anakin-like. He's very stoic. He's just there, and he wants to kick some ass, and he just looks cool, man. Like, I have to admit, this guy looks incredible, and I hope you think he does too, because he really does. So yeah, I think we better get into some paint and detail before we start, haven't we? So, for our boy Terra, you've just got his dark brown hair. Sorry again about the light, you might have to turn your brightness up, I don't know, but mine is really bad today. But yeah, his light brown spiky hair, anime hair as always. He has dark blue eyes, I don't know if you can see that there, but he does have dark blue eyes. His tanned / cream skin tone, absolutely awesome, not a problem there. Then we go down to the back, he's got his red cross straps holding up his armor and his shirt, pretty good. The sports combat shirt looking absolutely epic, no issues there. My personal favourite part, the arm guard from his Lingering Will armor. So you've got the metallic bronze, golden, the black paint, etc. All that lovely business in the place, and I love how they've gone from the cream arm colour to the arm piece, and they have sculpted it this time. So with Aqua, they did the legs, they just painted them. With this, they've sculpted a separate piece for the arm, which is absolutely epic. So again, Arts have listened. Maybe this is why this one took 65 years to actually come out, but we can't complain. So yeah, again, black armband, skin tone, absolutely awesome. Nothing really exciting there. He's got a floating piece here, which is painted lovely. That's his like Jedi kind of skirt thing, which is really stretchable and malleable. So I'm guessing it's not too bad. So yeah, not too shabby at all, just a beige brownie colour, and the emblem is painted perfectly in a gold. So again, absolutely lovely. One more look at that arm piece, beautiful. And yeah, as we go down, just a beige for the skirt. And then, this is hard to see, but he has got trouser pieces sculpted in there, a nice beige. And he's got a skin tone on his leg. You can't see there, but they've took the time to skin tone his leg a cream colour, even though you can't see. And this is definitely going to make some people sad with articulation, because it's a full piece and you won't be able to articulate him very well. But if you know Terra in Birth by Sleep, he is very clunky, so that won't be a problem for me anyway. But just put that out there. And his shoes are nice gold, the soles are sculpted perfectly, and they are armoured and absolutely awesome. I'm really sorry about the bouncing about and all the craziness, because my camera is a bit weird as always. So yeah, absolutely awesome. I can't lie, for me, in terms of looks so far, this is the best Bringart's Kingdom Hearts figure I have seen today. So this is worth a pickup. It's slightly more pricey than the others, maybe about 10-15 bucks more, but very, very worth it. I cannot deny Terra. So next thing we do on K-Star reviews is we always go into articulation and then accessories. So we'll do quick articulation because it's my least favourite part. But for our boy Terra, if you guys can see that, he has left, right, up, down slightly, because it's on a little peg, his head. Sorry, I've just disassembled his head. But yeah, so it's like a small peg, so you can go up and down slightly, but most of the rotation is the best, so it's all the way around if you really want to. He does have a slight neck thing, but I don't know if it's an actual joint, so I wouldn't force that too much. But either way, Terra is usually looking down on his enemies, looking like a bad man, so we can't argue with that. For his arms, it's a single ball peg, so you can't really go 90, but if you rotate the ball peg, you can go like backwards, dislocated joints, etc. So you can get like a 45 if you want to. You get a elbow joint, so you can flex Terra's muscles like so. You do get a swivel at the shoulder. You don't get a bicep rotation, but you do get a full wrist rotation, so pretty basic. And that is a floating piece, so it just floats however you want. For this, I'd say exactly the same, but I'd be much more careful with this one, purely for the fact it's got a armoured piece and you don't want to break that lovely sculpted armour off. So again, 45 at the arm on a single ball peg. You can rotate up, down, whatever you need to do with it to get it in place for your poses. A slight bicep swivel again, but don't push it because of this lovely painted sculpt. You don't want it broken, and you don't want to be paying 85 quid for another one imported. And then again, an elbow joint as so, and a wrist rotation swivel, not too bad. At the chest, if you can see that, you do get backwards about that much, forwards not very much at all, but he has got another piece here sculpted, so you can push it forward a little bit at the skirt, but I wouldn't force it, because if you do, you're going to hear a lovely snap and you're going to be crying, and you don't want that to happen, because I definitely don't want to be paying this much for another Terra. So yeah, not too shabby there. You don't get much up and down, but you do get nice rotation, and you can swivel him a 360 at the waist if you really want to, but I'm not going to, because we don't do that on the channel. Next, for Terra, this is where people are going to be sad or not so sad. So he has these kind of floating plasticky pieces for his Jedi skirt, and they are very malleable, but he doesn't have much leg, so without this, I guess he would be able to do almost a split. But because of this floating piece, because of his design, you can't actually do that. But for me, I'm not too fussed about articulation, especially with characters like Terra, because he doesn't even do it in the game or the series. So you can go about with the legs about 45 both ways, but that's all you're going to get really. So for Terra's legs, you're going to want to position the feet more than anything. So there's a ball joint at the ankle, and you're going to want to open his legs a little bit and rotate this ball hinge around and see if you can get a nice position. So it does rotate slightly left and right, but don't force it because it will snap off. It does spin all the way around, I think, and you do have a toe hinge as well. So not much at the leg at all because of Terra's overall design, and there's not much we can do about that, unfortunately. That's how it goes. So, and with Bringart, sometimes the joints are a bit dodgy, so you could have dodgy feet. Like my Xion figure did have dodgy feet at one point. So now I've messed around with him too much, and my OCD is going to go crazy because it looks like he's got a twisted ankle. But we'll have to sort that out later. But either way, yeah, pretty poor at the legs, but you should have expected that from Terra. He does have a knee, basic Bringart's knee joint, and you can see it in there. I don't think you can, but it is there. I can vouch for it. A floating knee hinge, but it does feel rather loose, so don't play with this too much because they haven't sculpted it very well at the legs, purely for the fact you can't see the legs. So just keep that in mind with this figure. I've been playing with this now and it's gone loose, and I can see that at the leg, and it's going to attack my OCD a lot, unfortunately. But either way, we're going to have to just Odin deal with it. So yeah, so I'm going to try and play around with this, get him into position. But that's it really for articulation. So I'd say paint and detail and sculpt, I would give it a solid 9 definitely. For articulation, it's only going to get about a 6 at most, and that's being generous, purely for the fact you can't move the legs or do kicks or anything because of this skirt thing. But it is malleable, it does look good, and you can move the legs and the ankles, but you will have issues. So yeah, for that reason, 6 for articulation and 9 for looks. So yeah, final thing we're going to do is, as always, we're going to do accessories for our boy Terra, and then we're going to have a look what he's like, maybe put him in a pose and then compare him to another figure from the line and do a summary. So be with you in 1 second, guys. So for our boy Terra, he actually comes with quite a lot. They've finally used the mines and done something cool. So instead of putting 500 hands, you get the 2 hands that he comes with, as you can see there. Then you just get 2 grabbing hands, which is perfectly fine. And you get 2 keyblade holding hands, which for me, I'm not hands mad, so you might be, but I'm not. So for me, that's perfect, because instead of 50 hands, you get an alternate head sculpt, which looks absolutely awesome there. You get another alternate head sculpt, which is a white hair anime OP, but this is basically when Xehanort takes over Terra's body in Birth by Sleep and possesses him, and he becomes Terranort. So you know the white hair character is always OP in anime, and that's what this is pretty much, evil Terra. So that's awesome that they've included this. Of course, what's a keyblade wielder without his official keyblade, which looks absolutely dope in my opinion. Can't remember what it's called, Earthshaker maybe, don't quote me on that because I'm not a super die-hard Birth by Sleep fan. I love Kingdom Hearts 1, 2 and 3 most, but it might be something to do with Earth. And then if that's not all, to top it off, you get Master Xehanort or Zigbar's no-name keyblade, whoever owns it, the Master of Masters, Master Xehanort, Zigbar, I don't know, whoever Nomura wants to say owns this keyblade. But obviously the Master passes it on to Luxu, and that's absolutely awesome. I mean, the paint on that, the black metallic to the silver with the all-seeing eye in the middle, and I think I'm actually going to give this to Sora, because there's a theory going around that he might be the Master of Masters, but we don't know. But either way, that's dope. I mean, usually they skimp out on the Aqua. We didn't even get her Rainfall keyblade, so the fact they've included no name on this, which is absolutely dope, and they didn't have to, just shows they can do it when they want to, when they're not being skimpy. So that is my favourite accessory so far. So if you're listening, Square, definitely in future, don't skimp out on the accessories. Cut down on the hands, give us actual weapons and heads, much better. So what I'm going to do, guys, that's absolutely awesome. I'm going to put a head sculpt on him, my favourite head sculpt, and then I'm going to wrap up, I think, and do a summary. So I'll be right back. So just to show you there, that is Terra with the Terranaut head sculpt, and he looks epic. Again, very evil, especially if you gave him his no-name keyblade. And seeing as it's birth by sleep, what would birth by sleep be without a sleeping face? And I think that is awesome and one of my favourite head sculpts. And there you have, guys, Terra looking absolutely dope, holding his earth shaker, or let's just say his default keyblade there, looking like a total badass, and I absolutely adore that. So there we go, absolutely epic. So I have to say, this one is worth a pickup. Out of all the Bring Arts I've seen, this one is definitely worth picking up. And after this, I'm going to have to pick up Ventus. You might hate me for this, but I'm not a fan of Ventus for whatever reason. I prefer Roxas and Sora. But yeah, I'm really not a fan of Ven. I don't know what it is about him. There's just something wrong. He's too goody two-shoes and I don't like it. But yeah, I'm going to have to pick him up to complete the trio because this guy is epic. And unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to be doing next month. So yeah, this is definitely worth the grab, guys. I have to say it. Totally. Paint and detail, amazing. Articulation, a bit dodgy, but you still get what you need for Terra. He looks like a tank. He looks like the powerhouse of the group. He's been possessed by Xehanort for a reason. And that's because he's the strongest of the crew. So yeah, last thing, guys, because this is getting into a long review, is I am going to put Aqua there. And then you can see them both side to side. And yeah, and that's it. So here we have Bring Arts Aqua like we have in another review. And she's a lot smaller than Terra, as you can see there. But don't you think they just look awesome together? So if we just move some of this out of the way. And there you have Terra and Aqua together, perfectly scaled. I don't know how the Ventus scales because I haven't got him. But for me, these two look epic together and definitely worth the pickup if you're a fan of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Birth by Sleep, because they are awesome. Very expensive, quite pricey, but nonetheless an awesome grab. So yeah, I haven't got much else to say really, guys. But Aqua seems perfectly scaled with Terra there. So he's got his lady, he's finally been saved from darkness, and they can be together again. So yeah, that's it for this one really, guys. Let me know down below if I have missed anything. And this one was really good. So yeah, as I've said 50 times, worth the pickup. Get him before he's gone. Square UK being really weird. They've taken all the Kingdom Hearts figures away, so you're going to have to get it elsewhere from your Japanese hobby import sites. It's probably going to be sold out by now there. But if not, you could try Square Enix store anywhere else in the world. I'm not quite sure. Big Bad Toy Store, all your other stores. They will have them in eventually, but not as soon as your Japan hobby stores. Always reliable. You pay the £20 extra postage to get it here in 4 days, and it's totally worth it. But this one is definitely worth the grab. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys. As always, if you enjoyed, please smash that like button, notifications bell, share with a friend who loves Kingdom Hearts, all that stuff that you don't want to hear. Let's try and get the channel to 100 subs. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but you never know, it could do, and then we can finally do a special giveaway when we hit 100. So share it on your Facebook pages, whatever you want to do, your Insta, I don't know, whatever you like, to your figure groups, etc. if you really want to, or just watch it with your friends. Either way, really appreciated. Whack a comment down below to keep the community flowing and tell us on improvements and other stuff that you want to see on the channel. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to say really, guys. So grab one of these, stay safe, and drink all your water, be good, and as always, keep collecting.